Good morning, followers, friends, and family. Dr. Jimmy Henderson, Dr. Jimmy's Tips. I'm continuing my discussion on emotions, and today I want to look at disappointment, the feeling of disappointment. I'm sure you've all been disappointed at some time in life, and if you look back, you'll see that the reason for it is probably that things didn't go the way you expected. In other words, it didn't go according to plan. Now that is very important, and it points to two important things. That if you want to make a success of your life, you've got to have a vision for it. In other words, what you ultimately want to achieve, and then a plan, which involves a series of steps to get to that goal or vision. So, and somewhere along the line, things can go wrong. And that leads to disappointment, whether it's relationships or career or other financial decisions or something like that. And in order to avoid disappointment, you have to start this planning early. Already in high school, you have to decide what you want to be and what work you want to do. And you need to look at things like, what is your aptitude? In other words, you have an aptitude for IT, or an aptitude for science, or an aptitude for a trade, and also a passion. In other words, what excites you about the job? Because that's important. As you go through your career, you find that passion is important. You need to be really enjoying your work for you to be happy and not disappointed. As I said, disappointment is due to expectations which are not being fulfilled, and that's because somewhere along the line you've made a wrong decision, and your plan is not unfolding the way it should. So what do you need to do? Well, the good news is, of course, that you can change your plan at any time. As long as your vision stays the same, it should pull you back in line for your vision. And so what I want to suggest is that, as I said, you start planning early, and that you use the right thinking. Mindset is so very, very important in terms of making money, in terms of success in any field, also in your relationships. You need to, in your plan, there needs to be a space for somebody else to be with you. In other words, a companion, a partner, and it's all part of your ideal situation. So what I want to offer you today is a look at my book on critical thinking, which teaches you how to think rationally, how to think reasonably, how to think clearly, how to make good decisions, and how to plan properly. And this book will be useful, especially for young people. And it's available on Amazon or Draft to Digital. Thank you for your time.